emulate the taste of like non-chicken nuggets. So these nuggets are made from chicken, but they're made to emulate the taste of non-chicken nuggets. Dope.
Oh, that's much better.
Edit all the blather out of your videos because my time is very precious.
Oh, that's fire.
Make it less teal and more
Cerulean? Sure.
Replace your background with something more fun? The cold void of outer space.
Let's boost that sound quality. Emulate the taste of non-chicken nuggets. Emulate the taste of non-chicken nuggets. Dope.
It needs more style. It needs more clips, more gifs, more. Well, I might have made it too gnarly.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's event. I'm Christiana. I'm on the community team here at Descript. Our guide, our host, our demo leader today, had to think of a third thing, is Gabe from also on our marketing team, our product release coordinator, overall Descript person who knows things. Gabe, how are you?
Hello, Christiana. I am good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited for today's event. So you're here for Meet Underlord, how to use your new AI editing assistant. We launched Underlord two Tuesdays ago. So it's been about a week and a half since this lovely AI co-editor has been living in the Descript app. The feedback has been awesome. Both lots of excitement and also really good ideas for future stuff. And we're going to cover it all today. We're going to go through all of Underlord's powers. We're going to save time for Q&A. So it's going to be a packed event. And you're in the right place if you are looking for a guided tour of everything we launched last week. So I'm going to share my screen real quick so you get an idea of what the next hour will be like. So first off, we are going to give you a quick tour of Underlord's interface. Part of shipping Underlord also involved a full app redesign. So we're going to show you where everything is and make sure you're comfortable with that. The bulk of this event, this next hour, will be on all of Underlord's new features or powers, as we like to call them. If you've checked it out, the app is sort of like compartmentalized out into all the different things you can do with Underlord. So we'll go through the features that help you sound good, look good, repurpose and share, and brainstorm and write. So a full workflow there. And we'll talk about how to integrate Underlord into your existing workflows, give you some tips. And then, of course, Q&A. Hope you brought your questions. We stream to YouTube. So hello, everybody there. Already 184 people watching us live. Wow. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Chat with us in the chat, but also ask your questions. The amazing support team leader, Marcelo, is in our chat today, hanging out with you and answering cues, so throw them in there. But of course, if you're running into a specific issue or you need help, submit a ticket to Marcelo's team, and they will be happy to help you. This session is recorded, as are all of our live events here at Descript. At this same link where you're watching now, this event, the replay, will be there forever. But I'll also send it out in a follow-up email so you have it handy. And if you're ever looking for other Descript live recordings, check out the live tab on YouTube. Lastly, join our Discord community. It's discord.gg/Descript. Marcelo, maybe you can throw a link to that in the chat as well, or y'all can scan the QR code. Almost 20,000 folks hanging out in there, talking about Descript, sharing things they've made. It's a pretty awesome place, and I would love for all of you to join us in there. And then last but not least, we would love to give you a month of free Descript Pro as a thank you for joining us today. This again will be in the follow-up email, so don't scramble, but the code is Underlord30, all caps. And if you are currently on the free plan or you're brand new to Descript, that'll get you a free month. So you can try all the amazing stuff that we show you today. So again, don't feel like you have to scramble. I'll also pull this up at the end for your convenience. The last thing I want to hit on really quick is we launched something kind of fun today. This morning, sent out the tweets at 7 a.m. for me. We launched an AI video regenerate waitlist. So this is a really exciting thing that our team has been working on for years, and we're opening up the wait list for people to raise their hand to get early access and help us co-create this. So there's a video kind of showing up, showing how to use it on the page that I just sent into the chat, or you can scan that. But join the wait list so that you know when this thing is ready for you to try out and mess around with. But it's pretty awesome. So basically, the way that it works is just to give a quick. You can make edits by typing, or you can choose a new language, and Descript will generate your AI voice and sync your lips so it looks like you said it that way the first time, both in what you hear and also how your mouth looks, which is crazy. Go check out the video to see how it's done. But yeah, never re-record again is sort of what we're saying. That's the goal. And I have to re-record all the time. So I'm very excited for this. So yeah, join the wait list. We would love to get your feedback on that as we open it up to beta users. Okay, I think those are, someone asked, how do we join the wait list? If you click that link I sent in the chat, I also just pinned it to the top of the chat. You'll see right there, you put in your email and you hit join waitlist, and you will be in. Okay, cool. One last reminder, this is recorded. We'll send it out in the follow-up. I'm seeing some folks saying they have to leave. We'll send it to you once this is over. Okay, I think that's my preamble, all of my housekeepings and such. I'm going to throw questions at Gabe as we go here, so throw things in the chat. But I think without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to you, Gabe.
Here we go. Awesome. Yeah, people in the chat, if you have to leave, actually, I'm not going to allow you to do that. You must stay the whole time.
You're stuck.
It's like signing up for a class. You don't get credit if you leave. We will send you the recording, though. Okay, cool. Let's talk about Underlord. One, where do you find it? It's right here. This is the part of the redesign was removing the actions bar where you would get your AI actions in the past. They've all been moved over to this sidebar and recategorized for easy location. I'm in a blank project right now, so almost all of these are going to be disabled. You need to have something in your composition for Underlord to look at and analyze and edit. For a quick tour of these sections here, we have a sound good section. This is for cleaning up audio in several different ways, including reducing noise, removing filler words, shortening the gaps between words. So if you have a long podcast, let's say, and there are pauses like this one that I just did that feel incorrect, you can get those shortened. Or if you took a long time between takes and you just take every gap that's over a certain amount and shrink it, great for that sort of stuff. The look good section, this is for any visual alterations or visual additions. This includes eye contact, centering the active speaker in a project, green screen, automatic multicam, generating images. The repurpose section, which is for taking your content and moving it to another location. Let's say you want to create social media clips, or you just want like a highlight reel of all the best moments, or you just want to find highlights around a certain topic. And finally, the new exciting feature is translating your captions if you want to port those out. The last two sections here, publish. This is for generating publishing content, so summarizing, drafting titles, making YouTube descriptions, show notes, blog posts, social media posts. Last but not least is write, and this is the most generative section. This is where Underlord will either brainstorm a script with you, write one for you, outline something, or rewrite something you've already written. So without too much further ado, let's go into an active project that we're working on as we speak. This is just a highlight reel of things from our last, sorry, it's not yet a highlight reel, but this is our last presentation here. and we've been editing this down for other content. So this is a great example of something to use this on. Cool. So we're going to start up in the sound good section for edit for clarity. This one is kind of and we can read the description here. It says cut to the chase, remove filler words, digressions, blather, all the obvious cuts. So this is like, it does a light version of remove retakes. It does a light version of remove filler words. And it also just looks for places where you're just getting completely off topic and cuts those out. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. This was us just doing an overview of the interface. And we'll let Underlord think about that one. And already it very quickly got some edits in. You can see it's grabbing filler words, but it's not going to be as aggressive as the normal filler word removal. It's not necessarily going to find all of the likes and you knows and those sorts of things. It's going for stuff like this, where I said, well, I guess without further ado, take it away, Gabe. Good note there. So we can apply these edits to the script, or we could make a new composition with it if we want to do further review. I'd like to do further review, so I'm going to copy them to a new composition. And in the process, maybe freeze Underlord. Let's go ahead and hit a little refresh here.
Awesome. Also,
Okay.
Gabe,
Yes.
just while we're taking a little sec here, your audio is kind of cutting in and out just a bit.
Oh, really?
Are you using a mic or?
I'm using a mic. Let's see if I'm using the right mic.
Cool. It's not a deal breaker. It's not terrible. I just
Okay. It could be, maybe it's my noise suppression or isolation. Has it gotten any better since I adjusted?
Yep, it sounds better now. It sounds
Okay,
more,
great.
yep,
Please tell me
level.
again if it's still problematic.
Okay, cool.
Cool. So let's see here. I should have new composition. Okay. I'm going to let that one go for the moment, just so that we can continue moving through this.
Cool.
And jump to another composition I've been working on. This one for studio sound. So this is just a video I made about the greatest band of all time, Smash Mouth. And let's see if this plays back.
When I was in 6th grade.
Okay, cool. So I have already studio sounded this. I'll just show you the interface here. So all this does is it takes you to the properties panel with studio sound, and then you enable it from there. I'm going to go ahead and just turn this off so you can hear the difference. Here's the original audio. And am I sharing audio, by the way?
Yep, I could hear it. Yep.
When I was in 6th grade, I discovered the greatest album of all time, Fushia Mang by Smash Mouth.
Great, there's my audio. I was super highly confident as I recorded that. And let's turn that back on.
When I was in 6th grade, I discovered the greatest album of all time, Fushia Mang by Smash Mouth.
So yeah, just the general like hiss and buzz of my recording has been tamped down quite a bit. Kind of one of our most powerful features sometimes gets a little underrated for how useful it is. I use it on almost every single project I make.
Yep.
As you can tell, sometimes we have microphone issues in our world.
Something great about studio sound too is the intensity toggle.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we should cover how, yeah. So the rule of thumb, the worse your audio is, the higher you're going to want that intensity. If you have like pretty good audio and you have it at 100% intensity, normally it comes out a little bit weird. So like if I'm recording with my good mic, but maybe it's like my street has construction or something, I'll do like 40% and it makes it sound pretty perfect. So just a pro tip for y'all there.
Yeah, indeed. I usually go with about 80% just sort of by default. If your audio is amazing, crystal clear, perfect audio, you'll notice that studio sound does almost nothing. And that's kind of like how I can tell it does something in the first place, right? Like if it did something to perfect audio, what is it looking for in that case? but it usually doesn't. So I recommend too, if your audio is really, really, really bad quality and you notice at 100% you're starting to like lose a word here or there, that's a great time to just split the difference, realize like, hey, you can't fix everything. Like if the content is barely there in the first place, and then tamp this down, you'll get a little bit of your audio back. It's a great way to split the difference and still get some benefit from studio sound. Usually you want to at least be in a situation like I am in right now, where I do have a microphone. My audio quality is generally fine, but I haven't like treated my room. I haven't put up a bunch of soundproofing or anything like that. So just some things to keep in mind when you're using studio sound.
Cool. Speaking of audio quality, I do have to say, Gabe, your audio is doing the thing again where it like goes low and then goes high.
I don't know what would be causing that. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna turn my gain up. Am I like clipping now?
Nope.
Okay. Let me move it a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna try this one more time, and then if we're still
That
having
sounds
issues,
better already. Yep.
Okay, great. It could be maybe I'm just too close and it's trying to noise cancel my voice. Thank you.
No problem.
Cool. All right. This next one is pretty useful for this. I really like it for single speaker projects, but even in something like this, I will sometimes just totally repeat myself. And it has a secret benefit there. So this is usually looking for you starting a sentence once and then taking it over again. But I kind of like this side use case of just looking for me blathering and repeating myself. Let's see if it caught some stuff. Yes, it did. Yeah, so even here, like it just me going, yeah, like it's catching some things. I'm a big fan of this feature. If you're doing any sort of single speaker take where you're reading from a script, that's the ideal use case. But I find that it has value even when you are looking at something a little bit more extemporaneous, especially if you're somebody like me who digresses and forgets what they just said 2 seconds ago and then says it again. And
Same.
again, this has the same features where you can apply the edits directly to the script, copy edits to a new composition, or follow up and ask it to try again or try some other stuff. If I apply the edits to the script, and if this keeps happening, well, maybe we will go into the app instead, because I have frozen both times I've tried to apply one of these. Sure. Okay. It actually got to the screen I wanted it to go to, so that's good.
Yeah, I love remove retakes when I'm filming like a video for Descript Social, because I have a script and I make myself say it 17 times because I'm tricking myself into thinking they're different takes.
Right.
So this thing has been my lifesaver.
Yeah, it for me, like you will start a sentence and then realize how awkward the start of the sentence is, or just like your tone was off, or you just get confused about what words are and what they mean midstream. And this is great for that. Okay, here's what I was trying to show is that you can accept all deletions and that will get rid of all the strike through text. Some people prefer not to see these strike throughs. I'm on the fence. It depends on the project. Sometimes I would like to see them, especially if I'm working with another editor who will have their own opinions about what should and should not be removed.
Totally.
It's great for them to be able to see that, but you can get rid of them if you want to.
Cool. Somebody just asked what the grayed out areas of the script are.
That would be these are strike throughs, I think.
Yep.
I can't say anything else that's grayed out. So these would be stuff that has been ignored. I should be using the ignore terminology. So basically it acts like a cut. So if we play this, I'll demonstrate.
Are live right now. So you have a lot of.
So it just cuts that straight to that. And again, a nice little remove retakes here. because you said you have.
No, so you have a
And yeah, so yeah, that's what that means. You can always unstrike things as well. If you would like to unignore it, get it back, or delete it, replace it, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
cool.
Shorten word gaps. This is one I was talking about a little bit earlier. And these will find kind of the longer pauses in our conversation. And we can skip any ones where we're like, I'm actually quite happy with this pause. So like we've got this long one here. I don't know, maybe I sneezed and we needed a minute. If we want, we can just ignore the result, or we can actually go in and shorten the gap itself. Cool. Oops.
Cool.
And then we have this, it brings you to the interface for this. So we can just select a time. I'm going to say 0.5 seconds, and I'm going to just shorten one. I don't necessarily want to shorten every single one. But you can see from here, you can make your choices about how long these are. Get them into a cleaner, a quick way to clean up a project where people are digressing a lot. Cool. Any cues on that one?
I don't believe so.
Cool. Moving on, this is also a favorite of mine because I don't like scrubbing through things and getting organized. I would like all of my meals as a big pile of spaghetti, and I'd rather have AI clean that up for me. So this add chapters, divide into chapters and add markers. I'm going to set a number here. Let's go 13 chapters. Let's see. Lucky number 13. See how AI feels about it. It's cool. And so it's giving me a preview, and it's basing it on the topics that me and you discussed during this live stream.
Right.
Doing a quick scan of this. We did an overview of Descript Season 6, new features and updates, guided tour, project panel, and the new layout. This is all ringing a bell for me. Of course, you always kind of want to do a closer check for anything, but I'm going to go ahead and add these to my script. And you can see here now I've got a lovely chapterized version of this. If I were, again, giving this to another editor, this is just going to make their life easier. If I'm editing it myself, it's going to make my life a whole lot easier. Big fan of add chapters, especially if you're not somebody who scrubs your own work a lot. What were you going to say, Christiana?
I was just going to say it's the best. It was painstaking to do my own markers and Descript in the old version. And yeah, this is great. So cool. Let me scan really quick. Here's a question. What if we don't know how many chapters there should be? Can the AI determine that based on topics it figured out from the script?
Yeah, so there's an automatic setting, so we could just even go back and undo this. Let me see if I can do that. Cool. The default is auto.
Yep.
So before I typed anything in, it was ready to go automatically. Let's see. Do I have something selected? Why did it do it weird? Let's try one more time. Sometimes, AIs, this is why it's an underlord, not an overlord.
That's right.
Because, hey, it doesn't always catch things correctly. I usually have good luck with this. I'm not sure if it could just be that something is selected and I don't realize it. Let's try it. Third time is charm. There we go. It's thinking longer this time.
There we go.
Great. Perfect. Yeah, I must have had. So if you have something highlighted, it's thinking, hey, I'm going to apply this to just this moment. So I think I had one of the markers or something highlighted. But yeah, cool. So it made a decision for us. And guess what? Hey, look, it chose almost the same amount of chapters. I think this is about 10 or 11. I chose 13 just based on what I remembered about the conversation. And add to script. I think I saw someone asking if this applies scenes.
Yes, let me grab that. Well, there's a couple questions related to that.
Okay, let's go through them.
Can you push chapters to new compositions?
There isn't a to new composition. That is actually a great feature request. I'm not aware of any plans to expand into that currently, but I really like that idea.
Awesome. Cool.
It's a little dangerous, I suppose, if you had like a project with 100 markers and you're like post these all into compositions, and then you break your project because
Right.
too
Yes.
big. But
And then from Lou, is each chapter a new scene?
each chapter is not a new scene. I believe the only automated scene construction we do currently is through. I'm remembering.
Scenes by active speaker, maybe?
That's correct. Yeah, automatic multicam is what
Yep.
will get you that.
And we'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah,
Cool.
we'll definitely cover that. But yeah, otherwise, what I tend to do is I'll just go through my chapter markers here and just plop scene markers in. You don't even necessarily always want a new scene for every single chapter, if that makes sense. Like I have use cases where having a scene there would be more problematic than not having a scene. So, but I do like that as a feature suggestion, like having like a secondary option here would be great.
Love it. Cool.
Any other sound good questions before we start looking good for the first time?
Yes, I saw a good one about YouTube. Let me grab it real quick.
Cool.
Sometimes it is hard to find questions after they've been sent here. But here it is. Okay, cool. Worthy of success. Does this work when you download so you can upload to YouTube? Does it chapter for YouTube?
Yeah, we will actually be getting to that down the road.
Yep.
But short answer, yes. The way YouTube's chapter construction works is all it needs is the chapter with a timestamp, and we put that in the YouTube descriptions that we generate. So when we get there,
Cool.
you'll see it happen, and I'll prove it to you.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's keep keeping on.
Let's keep keeping on. Okay, let's talk about looking good. First things first, and I applied some of these in advance because it can take a moment to process, and we respect your time. Got some stuff going on here already. You can see. So here is a project. Let's see, eye contact. I've got this on already, and this is definitely. Well, I thought I had it on already. Let me see if it's on for my other version of this. No, it is not. We can do a little jump and go to green screen if not.
Cool.
Cool. Let's talk about green screen while this is doing a little load. So if you're in the look good section, eye contact, center active speaker, green screen, and automatic multicam, generate image. Green screen is automatic background replacement. I know a lot of people, me included, don't necessarily want to be revealing their whole lives to people when they make videos. This is just a great way to clear out your background, many such use cases, and it works with just a click. Once it's done processing, you'll see your background gets replaced with just like a black background. And in this case, I even used our media library here. Just got an image from Unsplash and threw that in for my green screen. So close that. And yeah, it says eye contact is on. Are we making eye contact here? I think we're making eye contact. Let's see if we can demonstrate it by turning it off. Don't see my eyes moving. Okay, this could be one of those situations where the file just didn't have it applied correctly.
Fair. I will throw the page in where you can see a demo of eye contact being used, even if this doesn't work.
Yeah. One of those features that we still have the beta tag on because we do run into bugs with it occasionally. So makes some kind of sense that we would run into an issue here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had generally really good luck with this. It just pulls your eyes to focus on the camera. And it was great for any time you're reading a script. I think for something like this, the conversation we're having right now, I'm kind of moving all around. So maybe not the best one for that particular use case, but if it's a single speaker, you reading a script is the best use case for sure.
Totally. Yep. And I just saw Mad Catholic in the chat say that they've been having issues with eye contact. Please submit a ticket so we can check that out. I I don't know of any like existing bugs with it, so we would love to check out your projects where you're having those issues. And then Leland said, eye contact can look a little creepy, especially with glasses. Absolutely. We actually recommend that you don't use it when you're wearing glasses. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it works better without. Again, this is beta. In beta, we're going to continue to make this even better, but just a pro tip for you there.
Yes. Cool. Moving on, center active speaker, another one that's in beta. So again, some issues can arise. The goal with this one is to keep your speaker in the center frame at all times. And it's great for converting horizontal video to vertical video. In fact, when you click into it, the first option you get is to alter the aspect ratio. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here for me. And in this video, you know, I'm flopping around in a chair. And that'll start applying. And the idea is to keep me in focus. And some of these take a minute to run. It's processing a whole file, so we can not linger. Let me grab a different project for this next one.
Cool.
Automatic multicam, just need something. We can this with a little staging so I can actually load it. Cool, great, doing great. Let's see. That's what's wrong. Cool. And this will be a project with multiple speakers in it. And the idea here is that this can take your multi-speaker project and just automatically identify each participant by when they're speaking in the project, and then split that out into scenes. So to answer that one user's question that we had earlier, this is the way to do that. So go grab this project file, grab our sequence, throw this guy in here. Cool. So these are not, we've got our 3 speakers here. Let's go to Underlord. I will zoom back in for the folks in the chat.
Cool.
And then automatic multicam here. Sorry, getting some slow loading on these that I don't normally run into when we do these. My apologies.
There it goes.
Cool.
Cool.
And there we are. So this is scened out every time there is a speaker transition so that I can do my multicam very, very quickly.
Right.
Huge time saver. One of my favorite things when I've got multi-speaker files to work with. Cool. Let's move back to the other project and talk about generate image. This is just using DALL-E image generation, just a nice tool to have in your playbook. Any ideas for a little image we can generate here?
Smash Mouth makes me think of Shrek.
Okay.
I don't know if that's, are we allowed to invoke Shrek right now? I don't know.
I mean, so, you know,
Maybe-
are we
maybe
making
like-
any money off of this?
Maybe just like fantastical swamp.
Yeah. The members of the band Smash Mouth, but they are green ogres in a fantastical forest. I guess this still has the same problem of us profiting off of Smash Mouth's great works.
Right.
But No, let's see what we get out of this. I like to throw these in, especially when I am really not sure what my B-roll is going to be. Sometimes it can just be a placeholder. Sometimes it makes a good funny joke. Go. Oh, I think it might have thrown them in my folder. There we go.
Aha.
Aha. It is still working on those. We can come back to that, do the secret chef method. Oh, did it load? No, still going. Importing 4 images. Okay. We will come back.
Working hard.
Oh, it said all completed.
Oh.
Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Okay. We'll keep moving. There it is. Here they are.
Ah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's great. Thank you. Let's get a nice big zoom in on that.
That is exactly what I was kind of imagining. So
yeah, this is perfect. So if in this video, when I expand into the Shrek section, I will be good to go with my B-roll. I can get a little Ken Burns zoom on that, and we will be ready to jet. I will make all the money on YouTube.
perfect.
Cool. Any questions on the look good section before we move back to or move on to repurpose?
Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like some of the questions we're seeing are just like general, like this thing isn't working exactly for me. And I know we're like hitting more high level stuff today. So I guess Gabe, this is like off topic, but
Yeah.
for someone that's just newer to Descript or having trouble adjusting to the new stuff, what would you recommend?
So if you're running into issues with like a single feature, like it's just not working the way you expect it to, first thing to do is file a support ticket. If it seems like a bug, especially if it seems like maybe the AI just didn't do exactly what you were hoping it would do, I would just try running the action again, because there are often times where, as we just saw earlier in this, I didn't realize that I didn't have the right thing selected. Or if the result is just like, no, not quite what you're looking for, sometimes just running the action a second time or using the follow-up action can help a lot. If you're running into something like we just ran into, where one of my files in this project seems like it just is not compatible with eye contact, and it seems like maybe I have a problem file in my project, there's a bunch of troubleshooting steps I could start taking here. I could, one, just like replace the file and refresh it in my project. But I don't necessarily think you should dive into troubleshooting before you've had a chance to talk to the support team. They're available by chat, by email, and can help you, one, report any bugs, find workarounds, or get fixes once those bugs have been investigated by our engineers.
Cool.
That's my
Love it.
recommendations.
Love it. Cool. The other thing that I'm seeing in the chat is questions about Zoom. You mentioned zooming in on that the beautiful enchanted forest photo we created.
Sure.
Just some folks were asking about like the automatic zoom action, and can you add zoom automatically, that sort of thing.
We don't have like an auto zoom feature, but we do have animations. So let me pop into that project one more time, or that composition, and see if we have a layer I can throw an animation on briefly. Let's see. Here, I'll just put a media file in here so that we can demo this real quick.
Cool.
So this will be something you do in the layers tab here. So let's say I want a zoom. This will be a custom animation. These are my start and end keyframes. So keyframe 1, keyframe 2. So let's say I would like this to zoom in on this little hillock down here when we get to keyframe 2. I believe I still have it selected.
Did you say hillock?
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
I think I could very easily be misusing that word, but I think it's just like a small hill.
Okay, I love it, and I believe anything you say. So
Yes, please believe me. Cool. So we've got a little animation here. Let's see how this turned out.
It's the very last song to be added to Fushiamang. Makes one wonder, perhaps, where it came from and who wrote it.
I love your tone in this video. You're very like almost suspicious.
Yeah, I'm suspicious of my own love of this album, honestly.
Fair. Also, someone in the chat confirmed the Hillock.
Okay,
So,
great.
Thank you so much.
You know, the first time I heard it, it was to describe a small pile of beans. So
Perfect.
Cool.
Okay.
Anyway, that is animations. They're not an automatic feature at the moment, but something to send in a feature request about. If you'd like to see some automated zooms, just let us know about what your use case is, how you'd like that to work, and we will think about it. We're pretty responsive to user feedback overall. We do like to implement user suggestions.
Yep. Before we move on to the next section, I'm just going to grab this really quick.
Okay.
John said, I'm new enough that I don't know what I'm doing wrong and what's just broken.
That's an interesting, yeah, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say, like, that is like a very valid spot to be in. And I just want to highlight a couple of resources. One is the Discord, where users help each other. We have an Ask the Community channel, and you should just post about what you're experiencing, and other folks can say whether they just share their experiences with you. Our team is in there as well. But also reach out to support. They will tell you exactly, and they'll give you workflow tips, but they'll also tell you if you're hitting a bug. So really cannot recommend that enough for anyone new here, just to chat with someone and get some help one-on-one. And then one other thing, Marcelo, who's been in the chat, helping everyone out, hosts weekly office hours. So jump in there. It's kind of like Zoom style, where he's just answering questions, Q&A. It's super helpful. He hosts them internally as well, and I go there quite often. So he's the best. Ask your stuff, and he'll help you out. But anyway, Gabe, do you have anything to add before we move on?
I would only add just I think your intuition is actually going to be okay here too as a new user. Like if you see an error message, probably something more akin to a bug. If the error message is just specifically telling you what you're doing wrong, then it's probably not a bug. But if it's just like, hey, this didn't work on this file, that's probably a bug. There are obviously going to be exceptions to that, but I would say if something is doing the opposite of what you expected or just working in a way that didn't match your expectations, there's a good chance it's a bug. Most of the stuff in the app is supposed to be relatively intuitive, and there are some exceptions to that, obviously. But again, if it seems completely unrelated to the action you're trying to take, probably report it, get some feedback from our Discord. I think Christiana was in the right on all of that.
Cool. Okay. Love it. Other than that, let's keep going. We've got about 15-ish minutes left. So let's keep.
Yeah, we can, this whole publish and write section will be very quick, but we should spend a little bit of time on create clips. So this is a new workflow for us. I'm a big fan of this. So the first one is create clips, and it just says Underlord picks your most viral worthy moments and creates clips that pop. We can pick a topic for this. So let's see, let's say the topic we want is translating captions, which we're going to talk about in a minute anyway. And let's see if we can get 3 clips about that. And I think 20 seconds is a little long. I'm going to go, 30 seconds is a little long. I'm going to go 20, and then I'm going to pick a layout for this. If that toggles. Okay. Time. Okay, not sure what's going on there. Let me, I'm going to switch up to the desktop version. Give me
Cool.
just a second.
Take your time.
Just running into lots of weird little things that didn't happen when I tested everything. So
Cool. No worries.
any questions we can chat about while I'm doing that?
Yeah. Macklin Connection asked, our podcast with 2 speakers, one has great sound, the other very hissy. Can I apply studio sound to just one speaker?
Not if they're recorded to one file. So if you recorded them separately, you absolutely can do that.
Yes.
However, if you did not record them separately, then it will just apply to the whole file. That said, as I mentioned earlier, if your audio quality is really good, studio sound doesn't do a whole lot. So there's a good chance that if you try this, when you apply studio sound, it won't do much to speaker 1, but will do a lot to speaker 2. So
Yep, totally. Yep. But yeah, Macklin, maybe let us know how you recorded, and if you record separate files separately with something like Squadcast or a remote recording tool, and we can be a little bit more helpful for you there.
Cool. Okay, back in business. Let's go to clips.
Cool.
Great, clips. And here we go. This is what I was looking for. Layouts. So this has our template library in it. Another note for that person who asked earlier, like, what do you do if you don't know what a bug is? That was a weird phrasing, but you know what I mean. I would jump, if you're on the web and running into a bug, maybe jump to the app, see if the issue happens there. Because as we were seeing, I was running into a few issues. Cool. So translating captions. And then in this, it's since we've got a 1 speaker file here, I probably want a one of these types of layouts. Let's see. And I also maybe want to spell things correctly. And my favorite part about this is the instant application of templates. So if I'm creating stuff for social media specifically and I want vertical clips, this is a perfect time to make those. I also am not a designer. I don't really like designing layouts for videos. So having some pre-established ones, either that I made or that I got online, or somebody shared with me, or one that we just offer by default, as a great way to get that in your project. We'll just get this run. Little Jeopardy theme song.
Remember last time we did an event and we sang it at the same exact time? That was really special.
We also have these little fun quotes down here when Underlord is going. Cool. So this will also give you a little rating for these clips, just seeing how relevant it is. So let's see. Exciting news for captions users. I like this, the sound of this one. So let's click it. Cool. So this, because my video isn't vertical, this is just kind of jamming it in here. So I probably just reformat it into the vertical layout.
Yep.
But yeah, you can go through, choose your clips. It'll port them out to new compositions for you. And yeah, pretty spicy, useful thing. Go back here and talk about find highlights, which is the step cousin of create clips. This is, I don't know, that didn't make any sense at all, did it?
I loved it.
If I create a highlight reel, let's say, this is fun.
Uh-huh.
There we go. So this is looking for like the through line of the content. So this being an overview of season 6, it would give me something more akin to like the chapterized version, but it's just looking for the most fun moments.
Yep.
Let's go with let's grab one of these templates here. That's a little more appropriate for our use case. There we go. And let's see if I can get the video back. There we go. Great. See, even when you run into a ditch, you can drive yourself back out of it pretty quickly. So this is the find highlights flow is running now, and we'll give this a moment to think.
Awesome.
Any questions we can chat about while we're waiting for our friend here?
We sure can hit some of these. Okay, cool. What kind of subjects can you pick for a topic? Like, can you pick a topic and it will find clips regarding that, or is it a formatter?
I'm not sure what they mean by is it a formatter, but it's the former. So in this case, you would say find clips about when we talk about ice cream, and it's going to look for all the instances where me and Christiana chatted about ice cream in our project.
Cool.
Cool. And so here's our highlight reel. It's chapterized and scened them all out for us and applied our template so we can Christiana and Gabe talk.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, we are. We talkie. We're
We
good
talkie.
we're good talkies. There we go. I'm going to leave that because I just liked being a talkie. Cool. Find highlights is a similar feature to create highlight reel, except this is just skipping all of the template stuff and just highlighting it in your project. So again, you would pick a topic for it, and then it would highlight these. And then at that point, if you want to copy your highlights out to another project or something like that, you can do that. Or if you just want to show them to your editor, that sort of thing, very useful for that. Translate captions. This is the new and exciting one. So let me throw some captions on real quick. Here's our new captions page with all of our nice previews. I'm going to pick this one. And I'm going to jump back to Underlord. We talk about how often people do that, and I finally did it for the first time. I've been so good about not getting it wrong.
I'll scrub this from the internet.
Thank
Don't worry.
you.
Yep.
Just scrub me entirely. I'm going to translate this to Finnish. Go. I've learned my lesson about clicking things multiple times today, so I'm going to just go ahead and blame this on my computer. There we go. And so this works quite a lot faster than I always expect it to. Once we get to this page, we'll see here. So these are the Finnish captions. And if you speak Finnish, one, congratulations. I don't know how you do that because look at some of this stuff. Wow. I actually heard when I was younger that Finnish is the third hardest language for native English speakers to learn after Japanese and Navajo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not sure why that is. I think it's because there's no basis for it in other languages. Like there's overlapping things.
Yep.
So you don't really get a preview of this outside of here. We also don't have the ability at this point to have you edit them while maintaining caption sync.
Yep.
But the workflow right as it stands is for publishing and exporting. So you can get a copy of it with the translated captions. It's great for like, hey, I know that I have audiences in Spain and France.
Yep.
And with 3-4 clicks, I can get them a version of this thing with these captions in it. So
yes. And it's a good time for me to plug again that today we launched video Regenerate, where you will be able to dub your video into a different language. So in the launch video, which is at the page I'm about to send into the chat, our friend Ramdi, who makes a lot of great videos for us over at Descript, there's a portion where he is speaking in French, and Ramdi does not speak French. So captions are awesome, and sort of the next wave of this is coming soon. So join the waitlist if you want to get early access to that.
That feature is so exciting. I can't wait to say a lot of stuff about Smash Mouth in Finnish.
Oh.
Cool. I know we're closing in on the end here, so I'm gonna kind of just go real quick through these last two sections. Cool. Publish. This is just for creating your descriptions, YouTube descriptions, show notes, summarizing. All of these have worked really, really well for me in the past. So we won't do a deep dive into them. I know we had a user earlier who was wondering if it had chapters and timestamps. It certainly does. Let's see.
Cool.
I think I'm running. I think maybe this project is just having some issues because
Yeah, it's a pretty big one, I guess.
Yeah, it was working just fine earlier. Here we go. Submit. Cool. We will let's just not and say we did. But yeah, so when this generates the YouTube description, it does the timestamps for all the chapters that you've created or the chapters that get created by doing this. And then when you just copy and paste that into your YouTube description, YouTube automatically chapterizes it for you. So pretty easy to deal with in my experience. Cool. And then the last section is just the write section, and that is for generating new content. So if you want to brainstorm an idea, write a script from whole cloth, write an outline, or rewrite your own content, these all work great for that purpose. As I always say to anyone who deals with any sort of AI work, like always interact with this stuff and make sure that you're using it to enhance your own creativity, because you know, it's most of us can tell when you haven't put any work into something. So these are helpful tools to help you get going, not necessarily replace you as a super smart and brilliant creator.
True that. Awesome. Okay, cool. Thank you, Gabe. Should we hit some questions?
Let's do it.
Cool. Okay. Yes, let's do it. AI News asked, what's the difference between creating clips and then the automatic multicam?
Yeah, completely different use cases for those. So creating clips, this is for creating edited versions of your content, shrinking it down, and then applying templates to it. Automatic multicam is for your mainstream of your content. So when you've got, and it's specifically when you have multiple cameras with multiple speakers, it arranges it for you so that the person who's talking is always the person on screen. If you bring in a bunch of video files with multiple speakers, those will just be kind of sat in a row, and then this is just your one-click solution to get that chapterized out and then separated so that you can start editing yourself.
Awesome. Cool. This is an overdub question that a few people brought up. When you actually, whoops, I clicked the wrong one. Is there any way to stop the sequencing from blacking out the video if I use overdub?
Not at the moment, although so like the workaround would be if you absolutely need your something to be overdubbed within a sequenced file, you could port that to a separate composition, the single file, and then do your replacement and like export it and bring it back in. The only issue with that is that when you have two files, those two files are synced, right? So it's not going to do a great job of maintaining that sync between the two tracks because we have to adjust the time. This is kind of the reason we don't do this in the first place, is because in order to do that, we have to stretch time, and then we would have to do it for both files, which might look kind of weird. We just haven't crossed that bridge yet. So you might want to try exporting it too, and then as a single file, and then running it maybe as your final step and see how that goes.
Yep. And again, that is going to get better with video regenerate, which we just shared today. So scan that QR code on the screen, and you can join the waitlist for that. Okay, one last question here. Let's do this one. When you create clips, does it create a new project for the clips? I couldn't figure out what happened, and I was afraid to lose my original file.
It creates a composition. So it doesn't make a new project. You'll see here, I've got clips from season 6 overview, and here are all my clips. So it just made little compositions for them. I can go into these and do my edits and such. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just look in the compositions folder up here.
Okay. All right. Let's close things out here. One other question I saw was, what was that QR code, or what was the code for the free month. So it is, I'll pull it up here. Underlord 30 is your code. I will also send that in the chat. But as a reminder, check your email in just a bit, and you will have a link to this recording so you can continue to refer to it. A handy dandy link to our help center so you can look up help articles and also get in touch with our support team. And then also we'll have that promo code. So that is all you need. And now we are at time. One last time here. We launched this waitlist today for Video Regenerate. We would love to get your feedback and get you in there early. We'll probably be letting folks into that beta in a couple weeks. So the link is at the top of the chat and right there if you want to join us in that beta. So yeah, thanks for being such a lovely and friendly chat. It was super good to spend this last hour with you all. And yeah, Gabe, thank you so much for leading us through all this.
Thank you, Christiana.
Cool. And thank you, Marcelo, for holding it down in the chat as usual. We will see you all in Discord or at a future event.